and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. And I'm joined by my husband, David, who's just said, I can't sit down here too long because I'll get pins and needles.
I'm already feeling it.
Whereabouts? Would you prefer a sit? We could relocate over there, but you don't want to disturb Daphne, do you?
No, it's okay.
She looks so cute. Welcome, both of us today. Yay! Because we are here to talk about our, well, TBR, or plans for Cosy Reading Night, which is tonight. You're watching this on Sunday, the 4th of February, and Cosy Reading Night is tonight at 7 p.m. GMT.
BGMT.
Well, just GMT, just GMT. It's a live show tonight. David, what is Cosy Reading Night?
Cosy Reading Night is where we get cosy and we read.
Yeah, it's like an online reading event that I've been running for
years.
Years? I mean, we might be
before
reaching
COVID.
10 years. Long before COVID. It really kicked off in COVID because we were doing them every other week, which was lovely. And I do ones where I vlog, and I do ones where we're live. And this week, this time it's a live one, so it'll be a live show on this here YouTube channel you are watching between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. GMT. And we're going to be reading, we're going to be chatting books, we're going to be getting cosy on the sofa. Already I just wish I was sat over there on the sofa. Part of me thinks maybe we should have filmed this on the sofa and then you wouldn't be having issues with your legs.
That's what, well, I've just realised I'm going to be in my yellow chair, so you're going to need it quite wide.
I'm going to need to angle it. David's really taken to sitting cosy on the old yellow chair, haven't you?
I have.
Which and then I've got, which is a complete change. Normally you used to love sitting in that.
Yeah,
corner.
I don't know
I mean,
why
you still would like it.
Well, because I like sitting next to the table, but for some reason you've commandeered that spot now.
Well, because you've been there, because you commandeered it. I got ousted because you sit there using the lovely big lamp for all your cross stitching.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, plans for this evening. Well, before this evening starts, what are we having, David, for dinner?
I'm guessing we would have eaten.
Yeah, as in
Yeah.
we're going to be having vegetarian toad in the hole.
Because today is National Yorkshire Pudding Day.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Have you told me that already?
Yeah,
Which is in one inch straight out.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, so we're having toad in the hole for dinner.
Vegetarian sausages. I've ordered them. As if we're filming this on Thursday. Hello, Daphne. You all right? I've got the cauldron ones, which are probably my favourites.
Cauldron ones are nice.
Yeah, and then we're going to have it with, do you want it with mashed potato?
Yeah.
Mashed potato
and veg.
and then some veg. Maybe peas.
Just like another roast dinner.
Yeah, it is like I'd say an easier roast dinner, but I think it's a bit more involved. David is the Yorkshire pudding man and will make wonderful Yorkshire pudding, so he's the man for the job. He's the man for the job. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be eating before it starts, and then the evening will be spent of us sitting on the sofa, reading and intermittently chatting with you guys. I have got 5 books to talk about. I'm not going to read all 5, but there's 2 very specific themes of books that I want to read, so I might get to 2. But I'm going to, so David's only got 1. And when I said, do you want to have a look at another? What did you say?
No.
He simply said no. Do you want to,
I don't
how
like
do you want to do
reading
it?
2 books
I don't like
at
reading.
once.
I don't like reading. Oh, 2 books at once. You've been doing very good with your reading.
I've already done 1 book this year.
How's the pins and needles?
It's bubbling. I can feel it already.
Do you want to sit in a different way?
No,
or are you okay?
I just don't like sitting on the floor.
I know, but we're too big to fit in the frame with 2 chairs.
Well, we're barely big enough to fit in here.
Anyway, let's talk. So the 2 things, if I do my books first and then we'll go to you at the end.
Yeah.
But try and look interested in what I'm saying. Rather than just looking out the window or...
Just looking at my legs.
Yeah,
sad.
looking at his legs thinking, when
when
can I talk again?
No, well, I'll be interrupted anyway.
Right, so there's 2 themes for me. I can't tell you how much of the frame David's taken up. Although it's cut down the middle, his leg is like basically here. So I'm leaning over him.
This is your choice.
Right, okay, so I was thinking I want something really gripping. So I was thinking a crime thriller or something like that. David's reading a very gripping book, a book that I read last year that I absolutely loved. David's 3 chapters in it. You're not fully bonded with it yet, are you, in your book? But anyway, I wanted to feel as gripped as I was after Christmas, after I read the book that David's going to talk about in a minute. And I picked these 2, which all of these are library books because I've got 60 books out from the library at the moment. Yeah, so I picked 2 crime thrillers. These will have all appeared on someone's best books of the year last year, because that's what the majority of these are at the moment. So there's Girl 11 by Amy Suter Clark, and this is a bit, I think it's like a crime podcast. You listen, David?
I am.
What's it about?
True crime podcast.
Yeah, well done. And and it's written a bit like a podcast sort of manuscript stuff. So I thought I'd read very quickly. So it says here, victims. 20 years ago, the countdown killer went on a deadly spree. Each victim was a year younger than the last. Vigilante. True crime podcaster El Castillo has long been hell-bent on finding him and serving heroic justice. Vengeance. Now he's back. El must stop the countdown before the killer can claim his next victim. So I thought that must be quite pacey, mustn't it? If there's a countdown. You sound excited about that? Are you just thinking about your legs? Yeah. Do you want to do your book and then you can go?
No, it's okay. You crack on. Turns out how long that countdown is.
Yeah.
What if it's 1,000,000?
1,000,000 years?
Yeah.
They'll all be dead. The dinosaurs will be here. And then the next one was the Curfew. This front cover makes me laugh so much. It's like no imagination has gone into this at all.
No.
There's like 1,000 books like this on the shelf, so I'm expecting big things. If the front cover is this rubbish, I mean, never judge a book by its cover. That's the rule, isn't it? But yeah, this is the Curfew by T.M. Logan. Apparently, T.M. Logan is the master of the up all night thriller, and that's sort of what I'm after. So again, I do like these.
Looks exactly both of these thrillers. As the back.
Both of these thrillers are set out exactly the same. So on here it said victims, vigilante, vengeance, and has things there. And then on here it says the curfew, the lie, the truth. Andy and Laura are good parents. They tell their son Connor that he can go out with friends to celebrate completing his exams, but he must be home by midnight. When Connor misses his curfew, it sets off a series of events that will change the lives of 5 families forever. Because 5 teenagers went into the woods that night, but only 4 came out, and telling the truth might mean losing everything. What would you do?
5, that's a lot of characters, isn't it?
That's what David's struggling with his book. Well, let's use this as an opportunity. First of all, for me to close the kitchen door so we don't hear the washing on spin, and for you to talk about the book you're planning on reading.
Okay. Right, Lauren's already read this, and it's 3 hours by Rosamund Lupton. So it's set in a Somerset middle school, and there's some gunmen in there. We don't know who, don't know how many, but there was an explosion, and this is the fallout of it, told over 3 hours, and each chapter is the time. So like chapter, oh, I just realised that it jumps in time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how little I pay attention to the
chapter titles.
So like 9:16 a.m, 8:30 a.m. There's many different times.
Think of all the times you can have in a day. Some of them are in here.
Yeah, but only between 3 hours.
Only between.
But yeah, so I am 3 chapters in. I'm not massively into it at the minute.
I will say, I think it did take me a few chapters, but after that I was all thriller, no filler.
Yeah,
for me.
so hopefully sitting down on today,
spending some time with it,
and spending a good sesh with it will make me get gripped.
I bet it will. I bet it will.
Yeah.
So, those are the
I'll tell you what also I'm getting.
What?
Pins and needles.
Right, go on, go.
No,
go, because I'm going to talk about this. I don't need you anymore.
All right, okay.
See ya. I forget, so you get to watch it again. Oh God!
You're gonna enjoy watching
you
that.
It was your tongue. You were like. So we've spoken about thrillers, but also I was thinking about maybe having a look at some of the graphic novels that I've got. Graphic novels are so heavy, so I've got 3 out from the library at the moment, and I was remembering back to the first Cosy Reading Night we did during COVID, and I was reading Glasstown, which is simply here by Isabel Greenberg, and I remember having such a lovely time reading these. Like, I think they lend quite well to Cosy Reading Nights because they read very fast and they're enjoyable. Good God, the books down here are dusty. But yeah, I've got 3 out from the library at the moment, again because they've been appearing on people's best books of the year. So the first one is Welcome to St.Hell, My Trans Teen Misadventure, and this is by Lewis Hancock, and it says Lewis has a few things to say to his younger teen self, Lois. He knows she hates her body. He knows she's confused about who to snog. He knows she's really a he and will ultimately realise this. But she's going to go through a whole lot of mess, some of it funny, some of it not funny at all, to get to that point. Lewis is trying to tell her, but she can't quite hear him yet. So yeah, it's a groundbreaking graphic memoir about being a trans teen from trans influencer, illustrator and filmmaker Lewis Hancock. Sounds amazing. All in black and white, which isn't normally my fave, but we'll give it a good go. I don't know if it's set in the UK, published in the UK, but I mean, I suppose it is. But yeah, sounds great, doesn't it? Then I've got Genderqueer, a memoir by Maya Kababi. And it says here, in Genderqueer, Maya Kababi has crafted an intensely cathartic autobiography about... Oh, so these... Okay, so the pronouns that Maya uses, I'm not familiar with. Which is E-I-R. path to identifying as non-binary and asexual, that's what they are, and coming out to her family and society. By addressing questions about gender identity, what it means and how to think about it, the story also doubles as a much needed, useful and touching guide. There we go. In colour this time, so there we go. And then the last one, this excites me because it's a big graphic novel, and this is Ducks, 2 Years in the Oil Sands by Kate Beaton. Kate Beaton, who's previously written Hark a Vagrant, which I've read before. So it says here, before there was Kate Beaton, cartoonist of Hark a Vagrant, I mentioned it, there was Katie Beaton of Cape Breton Beatons, specifically Mabo, a tight-knit seaside community where the lobster is about as abundant as beaches, fiddles and Gaelic folk songs. With the singular goal of paying off her student loans, Katie heads out west to take advantage of Alberta's oil rush, part of the long tradition of East Coasters who seek gainful employment elsewhere when they can't find it in their homeland they love so dear. Katie encounters the harsh reality of life in the oil sands, where trauma is an everyday occurrence yet is never discussed. Beaton's natural cartooning prowess is on full display as she draws colossal machinery and mammoth vehicles set against a sublime Albertan backdrop of wildlife, northern lights and boreal forest. Good God. Her first full-length graphic narrative, Ducks, 2 Years in the Oil Sands, is an untold story of a country that prides itself on its egalitarian ethos and natural beauty while simultaneously exploiting both the riches of its land and the humanity of its people. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. All of these sound amazing. So yeah, 5 bloody good books to pick from tonight during Cosy Reading Night. So hopefully you will join us. As I said, we'll be live from 7 PM on this booktube channel. It is a booktube channel, on this YouTube channel. You just need to come along and click the link. And yeah, we'd love to have you. And we'll be reading and chatting and sitting on chairs, which will please David. Although I tell you what won't please David. I've now got to come and get him to come back down so we can film the, so we can do the thumbnail.
Right. You're right.
Sorry, Dave. Got to do the thumbnail. Yeah, I'll see you all tonight. Bye! Just pop your head in. No, get down. I'm in your shadow. Can you see? Look. Oh, it's like Pride Rock.